Hey, good Sunday afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon to sit back and chill out a little bit. Um, like I told you, we're trying some new stuff with our set and internet service, so maybe some little lag time or some freezing until we get everything worked out. So thank you for your patience and thank you. I don't want to keep you. By no means do we want to keep you any longer than we have to. So we're talking about this month, uh, getting from here or getting from your here to your there. Um, very few of us ever make the short-term goals. I told you when I was in the school system, we called the short-term goals benchmarks, and we just needed there to sort of kind of help you get to that place of get to that place of moving forward. You always know by the short-term goals, the completion of the short-term goals as to whether or not you're moving forward. And as long as you keep accomplishing those short-term goals, you know that you're moving forward and you are in definitely by all accounts are going to get to your long-term goal. Last week we talked about one word, and that was basically gratitude and how you can go from your here to your there by simply being grateful. I am of the mindset that there is no way that you can be you can appreciate where you're trying to go and what you're trying to do if you don't first appreciate where you are and what you already have. So I encourage you to gratitude and just look for what you already have, be grateful for it, and keep pressing forward. So today, with that being said, this is Sunday number 3 of the month. There is one other word that I want you to keep in mind as you move forward in trying to go from here to there, and that is action. I was talking to a buddy of mine the other day, and we were talking about how nobody wants to be responsible for action. You know, in other words, we look for other people to do things for us. We look for other people to help us. We have to have this person in our lives before we can be happy. We have to do this before we feel like that we are free. We have to feel like that we've arrived. And I am of the mindset that you can't be, do, or have any responsibility. Action is a self-generated word. It's a self-generated. You have to put action to it. You know, in the Bible, it says faith without works is literally dead. It's still, it doesn't move. So that means that you can believe all you want to believe about what you can do and what you can have and who you can be. But if you don't do something, if you don't put some action with that belief, then you'll never accomplish your goal. You'll never go from here to there. So with action, that's totally at your discretion. So say, for example, you want to be a best-selling book author and you keep talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. You know, one day I'm going to be the best-selling book author. One day I will be a best-selling book author. But have you even started putting together an outline to go towards a book? You know, one day I want to be a millionaire, but are you able to handle the thousands that you have? Because it takes action. So you have to be able to move forward, plan in place so that you can continue to move forward. That's the only thing that you're going to do to get to where you're trying to go. I hope that makes sense because, so many times I hear, well, I'm waiting on so and so to, if, I want to start a business, but I'm waiting on this person, or I'm waiting on that person. But what are you going to do to kick that business off? What are you doing? People are saying, one day I'm going to be happy when I find that right person. But what are you doing to find that right person? I read something the other day. It says, instead of looking for the right person, you need to be the right person, and then you can attract what you are. And I think that we don't take the accountability, nor do we take responsibility for working on ourselves. That's action. When you take accountability and responsibility to work on yourself, you can't make anybody like you. You can't make anything just happen. The only thing that you can do is work on yourself. And when you work on yourself, things tend to just fall in place. And that is how you get from here, where you are today, to where you're trying to go. Because the reality of it is, every one of us always sees ourselves somewhere else. Most of the time, I would say 99% of the people that you come in contact with, including me and you, we're not satisfied being where we are. And I think that's okay, as long as you're grateful for where you are. Be grateful, but always be striving for more. Always be striving for something else. Don't settle. Don't get comfortable. Don't, I tell people all the time, there's a difference between being content and being comfortable. Being comfortable says, I don't want to go anywhere else. I don't want to move from this place. I've taken up residence here, and whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, I'm okay with it and I'm not moving. Being content, on the other hand, says, I'm good with where I am for the moment. I know that there's more. I see more out there. I see people with more. I see things that I know that I could have and that I could be. And in order for me to step out of that comfort zone, I step over into content and say, listen, what is it that I can do? You want another job? You feel like that there's a opening that's coming up that's right for you, but what are you doing for it? It's not enough for you to say, I won't, I won't, I won't. You've got to put action with that. And once you put the action with it, your responsibility of action, coupled with your faith or belief that you can have it, be it, or do it, then that's what creates a transformation in your life. And I think we spend way too much time just talking about it instead of being about it and doing something about it. And I saw another, I think it was on TikTok, that says, you're going to keep saying one day, or you're going to determine that this is day one. And that's a big difference. One day I'm going to do this one day, or is this your day one? And I encourage you that if you take action, this can be your day one. You could literally have a different mindset, a different shift, a different life and or lifestyle in a very short amount of time, as long as you start putting these action plans in place. Again, going back as a review, the first week we talk about setting short-term, long-term goals. Everybody sees themselves as a millionaire, but don't nobody know how to get to that millionaire status. You don't want to take responsibility for it. So those short-term goals will help you move effortlessly towards your long-term goal. That's number one. Last week, number two, we talked about being grateful and gratitude, and how you can't expect anything to come from your future self until you learn how to appreciate your present self, your present circumstances, your present situation. Gratitude always, always propels you forward. And today we're talking about taking action, and I encourage you to take action, move forward with where you're trying to go. Think about, stop waiting on people, and actually find yourself moving towards where you're trying to go. That's the only way you're going to get there, is through action. You can never go anywhere standing still. Okay? You won't ever move from that spot. Find your place, find what you need, find what you want and put action behind it. All right. Appreciate you guys today. Thank you for watching. And again, thank you for being patient with us as we try to make some changes that we think and hope will better serve you